Hey there, today we're going to talk about twists in different poses, like standing poses.
Oh, we're looking at revolved triangle, revolved half moon. We'll also look at seated twists, common twists like seated spinal twist, and what do you do with your sitting bones in those poses. And let's review the basic principles of twisting before we head into the next couple of slides.
Okay, stable pelvis, length through the torso, and then isolating the rotation around the spine.
As you get more comfortable twisting, you'll combine different actions. For example, a pose like revolved triangle pose, you're gonna flex your spine and then you're gonna rotate. Now, when we start to combine actions, we've gotta get that pelvis to be stable. Let's continue looking at revolved triangle as our standing pose example. So when I come forward, I'm flexing the spine at the hip joint. You'll see how I overextend the low back, which puts me in anterior tilt of the pelvis. If I try to twist here, my low back vertebrae are compromised.
Disengaged through the legs, engage through the legs, stabilizing the pelvis. Disengage through the legs, destabilization of the pelvis. Engage through the legs, stabilizing the pelvis.
The big question, do you square the hips and twist? It's a very common yoga instruction. We've come to believe that squaring the hips is not the most safe way to work a twist. Angela's going to talk about that in the next slide.
All right. The reason we stay with taking the pelvis with you when you're rotating the spine is imagine this block was the sacrum, ilium, you got your two hip bones, there's your pelvis, but it's also part of the spine, and the spine is what's rotating. Perk two. Okay, so as long as you are finding that hip stabilization, you can move the pelvis. It's meant to move. If we wouldn't be able to walk if the bones of the pelvis
the pelvis isn't fixed.
It's not fixed. Like it's meant to do this. If the hips don't stay stable and you go revolve the spine and the pelvis goes with it, then yes, you will tax that SI joint and probably the hip joint as well. However, if you keep your pelvis straight, squared up, and you revolve the spine, you could tax the lumbar vertebra joints.
Okay, so here I am in seated spinal twist. If I am trying to get my left sitting bone on the ground, my left foot comes up. Even if I sit on a prop, that's gonna happen. So if I keep the left foot down, I'm able to engage my outer hips, then twist. Angela and I work seated spinal twist very, very differently. For Angela, she lets her foot come up and lets her sitting bone come down. It has to do with our proportions being really different and how our SI joints are different. Knowing the anatomy is key.
The reason you want to know how to isolate the twist and know your anatomy is because then you get to do fun twisting things like side crow, Parsvabhakasana.
There are a lot of benefits to twists, especially recline twists, which we are going to look at tomorrow. However, if we lose those key actions, we're going to overextend that low back and actually cause more pain and stress, which we're looking to get rid of on the yoga mat.